We're good? Okay. We're back from an executive session. We need to wait from Larry to, okay, so
So you're on.
we're on item 6B. Request from the county administrator. It's a request to introduce proposed law number 3 of 2024, entitled a local law amending local law number 1 of 2024, a local law fixing the salaries of certain county officers and employees of Warren County to remove and replace the title of personnel officer with the title of Director of Human Resources and authorizing a public hearing thereon. Do I have a motion to bring that to the floor? Supervisor Etu and Supervisor Molino in a second. Discussions? Call the question. All in favor? Oh.
You want to amend that.
Okay. We need to amend that, and Amanda, could you help us with the amendment, please?
Yeah, so you need a motion to amend the draft in front of you lists a salary of $1,013,290. And if you did want to change that, you need a motion to amend and approve to include the higher amount that was discussed.
Okay, Supervisor, question or?
No, I'll move to amend the resolution to 119,726.
Thank you, Supervisor Bean, on the second. Comments? Okay. I will call the question then. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Okay, so that motion was to amend the draft. Now you need to go back to the main motion that was made by Mr. Etu and seconded by me to approve what's in front of you as amended.
Okay. Everyone understand that? Okay. Do I have a motion? Oh, no, we've already got the motion in the second. Call the question. All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. Now we on
6C.
6C. Okay. Tammy,
Yes.
thank you.
So our last request, item 6C, would be to amend the table of organization and salary schedule to create the new position of civil service administrator per diem. The annual salary, it's an hourly, it's $55.81 per hour. And delete the position of personnel officer annual salary, $101,573, effective April 22nd of 2024.
Motion to bring that to the floor, Supervisor Etu and Supervisor Thomas on the second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, I will call the question. All in favor of approving item C, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. Looks like we have one pending item. We have our treasurer here would. Oh, okay, all right, okay, so.
I think the county administrator's taking care of that.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I have.
do you need me to read? Okay, I'll read that for the record. Okay, so we'll roll the pending item to next month. And I guess privilege of the floor, members of the
But if we could go back to the,
I'm sorry, yeah, we have, I'm sorry, Larry.
no problem. I
So
appreciate
now we
that.
have request items to be discussed by the county attorney. Request number A.
Great, thank you. This is a request to provide some structure and management platform to the county attorney's office. There currently, there was none when I came in. And we've been working for the last 18 months pretty diligently with our IT department in an attempt to use the Vinyl software program that the county has purchased to create a practice management software program in-house. We put a lot of time and effort into that, but it's not going to be able to do the last steps that are required without a lot of additional expenses and purchasing additional programs. So after detailed discussions with the IT department, we began looking at different vendors to offer a practice management software program for the office. After looking at costs and getting verbal quotes from some other practice management products, the best product and the best price would be this program that's called Clio. It's designed specifically for law firms. It provides a comprehensive suite, not just of case tracking and contacts, meaning the individuals that you're working with. It also provides reporting features, and most importantly, from my perspective, what we're looking to do is document automation, standardizing. We've already standardized a significant number of documents in our office. I believe this system will allow us to leverage technology in a way that I don't think has happened before in the county attorney's office. So for example, when I've talked in the past about the increase in juvenile delinquency actions, a platform like this is going to allow us to better manage that increase, the increase from 9 petitions in 2019 to over 70 last year. And some of that's going to be through streamlining the work within the software and then using its document automation to help with some of the standardized documents that are used in every single JD. And that's just one example of how we would use it and apply it to each of our areas in the hopes of creating some efficiencies among our staff and attorneys. It seems that the work increases. My goal is to try to prevent an increase in staff if I can. I think this program will at least help us in doing that. So the cost for it, we actually were able to negotiate and receive some reduced pricing for this first year. Typically, the user price is $99 per month. It's a subscription-based program. We would be getting 6 subscriptions for our office. And they've agreed to waive the first month fee and then provide a 15% discount for each month, making the annual cost $504.90 per user. So the request that we're seeking for year 1 is $5,553.90. This was not money we put in our budget. We remained hopeful that we were going to be able to kind of close the loop with the in-house work that we were doing. And so for that reason, we'd be looking in the second resolution B for that money from the contingent account.
Motion to bring that to the floor, please. Supervisor Utu and Supervisor Payne on the second. Questions or comments for the attorney? Hearing none, I will call the question. All in favor of approving item A, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. On to B, Larry. Thank you.
Did we do A and B just now or just A?
No, we didn't. I'm sorry.
And B is just the funding then for that.
Frank and, okay. We've got, any questions or comments? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So we've got A and B done now. Request number, C, please, Larry.
We have a lawsuit, which I'll address in open session. That's Kathleen Innes versus County of Warren and the Warren County Correctional Facility. Discussed it with the board and with the committee on prior occasions. Going back in time, there is no insurance coverage for this claim. It's an employee that worked for CMC Medical, which was the medical provider before Prime Care at the county jail. And she has filed an employment lawsuit alleging various claims under the Americans with Disabilities Act, not just against CMC Correctional, her employer, but the county of Warren, under the theory that we were a joint employer of her, and that a decision to remove her security clearance so she could no longer enter the jail was an effective termination of her employment by the county. We previously requested and received through a resolution request the ability to retain outside counsel for this matter. Outside counsel has been representing us under Resolution 753 of 2022. The initial amount for that appropriation for that contract was up to $20,000. We have completed more or less the paper discovery portion. It's a federal court matter. There's actually a court conference on today for it. I can talk more about the litigation opinion of the lawsuit, but we have butted up on that initial 20,000. So the request is for an additional $20,000 for outside counsel to continue representation going forward from February 1st of 2024 until the matter is terminated. I have no ability to assure members of the committee that there won't be a further request for further funds on this matter as the case progresses forward. That's yet to be seen. The next main step in the case will be deposition of the parties.
And is that an issue that we're going to be discussing in executive session, Larry, or?
And if the board, if the
Okay.
committee wants
Okay.
to, it's just an action that's continuing to move forward through the process of litigation.
With the
My
committee?
my office is attempting to assist actively when possible to try to limit some of the costs that were occurring through outside counsel as well.
Hearing Larry's, well, let's bring this to the floor so we can discuss it. Motion to bring it to the floor. Supervisor Mayday and Supervisor Ito on the second. So now, questions, for Larry? Go ahead.
I just wanted to know, we don't have this, my office did not list this correctly on. So it looks like from the forms we have, you're requesting to amend the contract from not to exceed 20 to not to exceed 40. But there's also a request to transfer funds from the contingent account in the amount of 20. So that isn't correctly reflected in the agenda. It's all right if we can amend your motion to both approve.
Is that good with the two individuals? Okay. Frank?
Does our insurance kick in at 50?
We have no insurance coverage on this matter.
How is that possible?
The claim came in originally around 2018 or 2019. It was a notice from the United States Equal Opportunity Commission, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. I would discuss any more particulars about those communications, what did or did not happen at the county level back in 2018 and 2019. I don't want to say too much more than that in open session, other than it was not reported to the insurance carrier at that time. And then years later, when it was reported, it was declined due to late notice because the carrier was not notified years earlier all of that had occurred prior to November of 2021.
If the committee would like to go into an executive session to delve more into this particular
Yeah, but-
issue, we can do that.
And there's other issues as well for executive session.
Yeah. Is that the interest of the
But
committee?
Unfortunately, the executive session isn't going to change that we don't have insurance coverage on this.
And we're going to be going into an executive session anyways, as for
Which,
number of issues on D anyways, so.
which is why we did the initial 20 to outside counsel.
Okay, we've got Mr. Bean and Mr. E2 on the second, so
And it's a motion for,
you're going to go into executive session and
and if I could, it's listed on 5D. The individual matters are all listed there. If we could ask the county treasurer to remain for that executive session, or at least a portion of it. And if we could add onto the list that's been noticed, Warren County versus Continental Insurance, which is a federal court matter. And again, the reason is as stated under Public Officers Law, Section 105, subparagraph 1D, to discuss proposed, pending, or current litigation.
so as I understand it, the motion, B and, I'm sorry, C and D were the motion to go into executive session to cover both of those issues, okay. Okay. All in favor of going into executive session to discuss items C and D, please? Any opposed? So moved.